police impersonator caught by his own body camera.
FHB's en route somewhere from somewhere. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's at least get some speed. Let's get to 100. Hey! Stop your vehicle!
Stop pretending you're a police officer.
5,000 on the first one, and 19 CF 15056 is another warrant.
Here, stop. Right here, stop. Stay there! What? Go past me! Go past me!
Oh boy. Not only is he impersonating a cop, he's literally trying to, I don't know if he just wants power or what, but he's like trying to redirect traffic. Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Repo, take this intersection and keep this shit under control.
He has an extensive criminal history and has spent significant periods of time behind bars. The details of his earliest police impersonation arrests, starting when he was 19 years old and stealing gas from a gas station, don't make him look hot.
Who the fuck knows? All I know is we have the right of way. The right of way. Traffic light.
I want to know who he got to stencil the police shit on the bike. Because you'd think that they'd get in trouble, too. Maybe he did it himself, I don't know. But, like, to put, like, state police and bullshit on your bike, that's gotta be illegal, right? Here's some really old cringe. Let me take a look. We can look at that later. It's important to know that this footage was selected and largely edited by a law enforcement agency. That tends to be the case with footage you see on other channels, but it's unusual for us to show here. See the description below for information on why this case is different and what we are doing about it.
What are you doing? Repo, go around somehow. Go around the car.
Like, does he just get off on stopping in the middle of traffic and fucking with people? This has some good conservative cringe. Okay, we can look at that in a little bit. I want to watch this police one first. At least a little bit of it, because I find it interesting.
What are you doing? Go. Go around me.
It's telling an actual
You gotta learn to get out of the truck faster, bro. Go around it. Go a fucking round. Castleberry, cab the cemetery, everyone will hold the sirens. Air horns only, air horns only. The Castleberry on scene. Like the whole agency.
Oh, what an absolute asshole.
Go, let me hold this, go. They need to be in the right lane. We're turning right at the light. Stay on your horn, photo. You got a van pulled out. Heavy on. Get to my spot.
Is he seriously gonna pull this guy over?
What the fuck does it look like I'm doing, dumb fuck? Get the fuck over before you find out.
Stop pretending you're a police officer.
Listen,
Stop
motherfucker, I know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. What you need to do is figure it the fuck out before you start talking shit and cutting us off.
I'm not cutting anyone.
Go ahead and pull your little phone out,
I'm not
do your
cutting
little
anyone
Google search and figure out what we're doing and what
I
we
know what
legally
you're
allow. Good. Then back off and give us room.
I'm not interfering with you at all.
You are by running along.
You've been blocking traffic.
Yeah, I need you to stay to the side, sir.
Dude,
That's what the legal
I'm
law
gonna call
is.
the police.
Go back and look it up.
I'm gonna call the
316.
police on you. I'm
Good.
gonna call
Call
the sheriff
them.
now.
Please, 911 right now.
I'm not calling
Go
911.
ahead. Call them 911 right now.
I'm not going to call 911.
Tell them it's on
not
video
emergency.
too. Let them know all of this. It's on
fine.
video. We also
You
have
guys
your
need to
tag
stop
number.
blocking
So
traffic.
please let me know.
Escort to your group.
Vehicle protection unit. So him and this other car might be just some, again, weekend warriors who think that they're okay to pretend to be police. I'm assuming that's what this other police car we've seen. Because, see, it doesn't say Metro State Police or anything. It says Vehicle Protection Unit. I basically think that they're trying to be traffic vigilantes.
Right in front of the Daytona Beach unit. Everyone, hot lanes, hot lanes, hot lanes, hot lanes. Drew. Got it, you got it. They're fucking 5.
Seriously, just stopping traffic on the highway? That's the most dangerous shit. What the fuck are they doing? They're gonna get someone killed.
Not a... I want you to pull now that it's shut down. Pull very... Yeah, well, I can promise you there's cops coming right now somewhere. The statute says that you want to get to the front and find out who it is. I don't know. Yeah, cremations are in the lead car. Let's at least get some speed. Let's get to 100. Run.
Sleep.
Right there. Wow. Sit tight, dude.
Okay, your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeremy DeWitt, Your Honor.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 15055. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for falsely personating an officer. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $5,000, sir, and I'm revoking the bond in 19 CF 12733. That bond will be set at none.
Your Honor, ma'am. I have an attorney.
Okay.
This charge that they're giving me was from before I bonded out the first time.
All right, Mr. Wright, just let me look. Maybe I missed that, so just let me look. Relax for a second.
I
okay?
bonded, Your Honor, I bonded out. Please, I don't mind it's on recording because they know already. So I bonded out. When they arrested me, they took the camera that I used for that day. They took that camera and downloaded the footage, and they saw 2 more charges, and they're
Okay.
giving them to me now.
I understand 100% what you're saying. I'm asking, I need you to give me a minute to look at what you're saying.
Yes, Your
To
Honor.
verify that, okay?
My
Who's your
wife
lawyer?
just lost our second baby.
Oh god, that has nothing to do with what you were doing and being illegal.
Wait,
Get home.
I need you to calm down. Calm down. Who's your lawyer?
Amir Ladan.
Okay. So here's what we can also do. Let me first look at what you told me, okay?
Okay.
So Mr. Dwight, I just looked at what you told me. So the offense date that I have for your arrest on your out on bond form is set. That has gone for just a second.
He probably thinks it's okay because he isn't literally using the term police. He's using, like, traffic some bullshit, you know? It looks and acts just like a police officer, but I assume that's his thought.
I hear what you're saying about the dates. The body camera that I was wearing that they took away from me in Windermere for the first charge that you're telling me, the body camera was from the office. They took it from me in Windermere. That's been in evidence since Windermere arrested me. These two charges are from the video camera they took from me and put in evidence in Windermere. So maybe the date stamp's wrong on the camera, but that camera was taken from me and held in evidence to review the body camera. Have that body camera possible.
The first one, and 19 CF 15056 is another warrant. Bond on count 1 is 1,000, bond on count 2 is 5,000. Okay, get in touch with Mr. Ledan, right, about
Thank
the new
you, Your Honor.
cases.
Thank you for listening.
You're welcome, sir. You also have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail.
To say that again, I'm sorry.
You have reporting requirements when you are released from the jail.
Report where? I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yeah. Oh.
All right, let me read this website real quick just to see. It looks like this will be more about him or something. The story of Jeremy DeWitt case stands out because it began with profanity-laced videos of a man on a motorcycle topping speeds at 100 miles per hour and shutting down major highways in central Florida. Of course he's a Florida man. It's always Florida man. Although he appeared to be wearing a police uniform, Jeremy DeWitt wasn't a police officer or even a security guard. No one knew who he was or his history. These videos were released through public record requests in the state of Florida. Florida has some of the most transparent public record laws when it comes to what can and cannot be released for all to see. Thank you to Railcast for hosting. I appreciate that. In the video, it appears that Jeremy DeWitt, who owns a business directing funeral processions called Metro State Special Services, decided to take the law into his own hands while on the road and blew the minds of law enforcement and the public. Almost overnight, he became somewhat of a media sensation. So basically, you can hire him, it seems, to impersonate a police officer. Hello, Canadian Brunch. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. It seems that you could hire him, and if you're doing a funeral procession, they will escort your cars, basically, and pretend to be the police, which is illegal. The videos were filmed on Jeremy DeWitt's own body camera and later given to law enforcement through a search warrant. We would later learn Jeremy recorded himself on numerous occasions, and the employees of Metro State also wore body cameras when they were working. Before most of the footage was released and uploaded on YouTube and various internet platforms, Jeremy DeWitt claimed to local broadcast stations it was all a mistake and he wasn't impersonating police officers as the charges stated. He wasn't even in some of the footage, according to him. He'd been arrested on September 7th, 2019 by Windermere Police Department for falsely impersonating an officer, unlawful use of a two-way communication device, and resisting an officer without violence. The arrest video was later released and seen by millions on YouTube on a channel called Real World Police. Jeremy told reporters and anyone who would listen he had been running his business for 10 years with no problems. Motor Officer Metro State. There's a patch that clearly implies he's some sort of law enforcement when he is not. He claimed to have a history with one of the sergeants on the scene in Windermere, and he was demanding an apology and suspension. Jeremy DeWitt would go on to file a complaint against the officer. Windermere is a small town just outside of Orlando, Florida. While most cities have good and bad areas, Windermere is mostly good and filled with $500,000 to multi-million-dollar homes. Very little crime occurs there, and things that may slip by larger cities like Orlando would immediately grab the attention of a sleepier and more affluent city. Windermere Police Detective John Allen of Casey Anthony fame investigated the complaint and asked Jeremy DeWitt and his attorney, Amir Layden, to come in for an interview on Friday, September 13th, 2019. During this interview, Jeremy DeWitt claimed he had not been in any legal troubles in 10 years. He was making a complaint, but his credibility also had to come into play. Was Jeremy someone who complained a lot over minor issues? Was he someone who had trouble telling the truth? Was he a felon or violent offender? In order to understand all of Jeremy DeWitt's legal troubles and how he was given the label of an infamous police impersonator, we should start with the first chapter in his criminal career. Oh god, it's like a whole thing. Jeremy Charles DeWitt was born on February 10th, 1980 in Port Richey, Florida. At the age of 18, he lived in Orlando, Florida. This is also where he was arrested for the very first time. At 7:35 a.m., May 18th, 1998, just 3 months after Jeremy's 18th birthday, a blue 1990 Dodge Shadow pulled into a Mobile gas station at 1000 West Colonial Drive, one of Orlando's busiest streets. The cashier, Chrisandra, noticed the blue Dodge with a large blue light in the dashboard. She also noticed the driver of the car was having difficulties pumping gas. The driver was wearing jeans and boots and a gold badge on his belt. She believed he was a police officer and activated the pump for the driver. $14.50 worth of gas was pumped into the Shadow. The driver then walked into the Mobile gas station to pay for the gas. He handed Cassandra a prepaid Mobile Go card and the payment was declined. The driver said he had no other way to pay and told her he was in fact a police officer. Cassandra told the driver she couldn't allow him to leave without paying and she was aware police officers had state gasoline cards. The driver said he was called on the job early that morning and he forgot his state gasoline card at home. Cassandra's intuition told her something wasn't right and she felt she could call the police. Instead, she chose to ignore her gut and called her supervisor, KJ. Her supervisor told her to write down all the driver's information and then allow him to leave. Before the driver left, he spoke with KJ on the phone and told KJ to contact his supervisor at the police station, but it would be a waste since he would only receive a slap on the wrist. Or KJ could simply allow the driver to return the same day at a later time and pay for the $14.50 in gas. Instead of calling his bluff, KJ agreed to let the driver return later that day. The driver gave Cassandra his name, home address, date of birth, driver's license number, and home and work phone numbers. At the time, there were no area codes, and the number the driver provided, 424-2414, was similar to the number for Orlando Police Department, 246-2414. The driver was later identified as Jeremy Charles DeWitt. Jeremy DeWitt never returned to the Mobile gas station to pay as promised, and the store supervisor KJ agreed to press charges. At the time, Jeremy was a suspect in a similar case with another Mobile gas station involving gasoline theft. He also a witness in a separate case where he claimed to be a security guard at the Palms Apartments in Orlando, Florida. Jeremy was 18 years old in '98, and he was ineligible to be a police officer in the state of Florida because of his age. On June 25th, '98, Officer Ross and Deputy Sheriff Reese of Orange County Sheriff's Office went to Jeremy DeWitt's home. There was a blue 1990 Dodge Shadow parked in the driveway. The Shadow had flashing lights in the windshield and a rear window, both strobe and rotating. The trunk had 3 large metal antennas, and the vehicle tag was a Police Athletic League tag. Oof. The Police Athletic League, or PAL as it's known in Florida, is a non-profit organization dedicated to providing athletic opportunities after school and during the summer for children and teens. Jeremy DeWitt was arrested, and a man who was later identified as his stepfather yelled from inside the home, "Jeremy, you're a fucking liar. You told me that Mobile was the last one." His stepfather later emerged from the house and gave police officers Jeremy's wallet, which contained his driver's license. It also contained a gold Aviendo Florida Police Explorer badge. It was seized and entered into evidence. The blue Dodge Shadow was seized as well. Inside of the vehicle was a blue plastic box, which is with an unloaded Smith & Wesson Model 686 revolver, 6.38 caliber rounds, and 2 speed loaders. All of this was entered into evidence. It is ironic that Jeremy DeWitt's first encounter with law enforcement began with impersonating a police officer, and what happens to be his last encounter is also a series of alleged police impersonations. Most young men at the age of 18 are prepared for college or have started classes. Some young men join the military and others become entrepreneurs or work a few jobs so they can live out on their own. It appeared Jeremy DeWitt had a goal of becoming a member of law enforcement. He was an Oviedo Police Explorer and earning community service hours for school credit. He would have learned about the principles of law enforcement, discipline, traffic control, and traffic stops. It would have been a great starting point for him. Unfortunately, it seems Jeremy had other ideas about how he wanted to use the knowledge he'd gained being an explorer. Most people make mistakes, learn from them, and never make the same mistake again because they truly feel sorrowful about what they've done. Some people make mistakes and never learn because they feel they have to make these mistakes to survive, such as theft or prostitution. And others make mistakes and learn ways to fly under the radar when they repeat those actions. It's no longer a mistake, it's a deliberate act, and the person has figured out how to continue to do what they want without getting caught. The person can figure out the loopholes so well they can even get away with it for 10 years. Interesting. Here's a link to the website if you want to look into this at all. I just find this incredibly interesting. So yeah, this guy basically impersonated police for like a decade. Crazy. I'll have to check this out later on my own time. Not exactly sovereign citizen stuff, but it is very, very interesting that this guy was like impersonating police for 10 years. Strange stuff.